Okay, I fixed this. Yay! I feel so accomplished when I can fix one of my little bloopers. Oh, these Get Naked shows are just getting more naked every day and getting more full of videos that's tag. Yeah, tag. Hi, Ruben. Thank you for letting me know that I am sideways. Yes, I'm not sideways anymore. I guess my phone had been locked and it couldn't be switched. So I'm waiting for my guest for today. It is a beautiful Friday. Isn't it pretty? It's kind of pretty. It's kind of hot though. So this interview better get started soon. I'm going to be getting naked right here on Facebook Live because it is very hot. It almost feels like we are starting to be summer over here. I do this Get Naked chats because I want to inspire you to live a more raw, real life where you're removing all the masks and we are living from our true core. But first, we have to find out where true core is. As I'm waiting for my guest to show up, I'll keep telling you that you have to know what you want before you can go get it. And you have to take the time for yourself to find out, because sometimes we don't even know what we want. We don't know our purpose or our mission or what our values are, and then we're living according to other people's values, other people's missions, other people's expectations of what we're supposed to be, act, do, etc. That obviously I focus myself on relationships, and I coach people on relationships, and the biggest relationship you need to lock down and make sure is well and healthy is the one with you, because you cannot give or expect from others what you do not give yourself. So I'm waiting for, oh, there he is. I can bring my guest on camera. Let me see. I'm going to Dr. We're going to talk about how to look better when we're naked. And let's get naked and raw and real. Hi, you guys are naked. I love it.
Happy Aloha Friday. We're naked with Aura.
Oh, I love it. I'm almost naked because I'm sweating out here. It's so freaking hot. Oh, I love it. I think this is great. And we're gonna talk how to look good naked. Hopefully we won't, we won't be blocked out of Facebook. Well, this is a surprise, and thank you so much for surprising me because, hey, yeah, it's time to turn it up. I love it.
There we go. We're turning it up, baby. It's Aloha Friday.
Woo-hoo!
That's right.
So where are you guys for those people? Okay, let me just welcome the show as I'm trying to get over here. If you only knew how much I... Go ahead.
So you don't feel overdressed. Chris has pants on, and I have my bathrobe.
Oh, you see? Do you know what? I've always said that, and I don't shy away from telling my truths, and I love being naked myself. So I'm not. Yeah, I think clothes are overrated. But thank you so much. Bye bye. Okay, now for the podcast, we need to
Yes, okay, there we go. Right.
have a proper startup.
Right.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay. All right. So welcome to the Get Naked Show with Dr. Auda. I am here with Dr. Christopher Colgin. Am I saying that correctly?
That's right.
Yes.
Chris Colgin. That's right.
Colgin,
Thank you.
Perfect. And he is with us all the way from the Big Island. Where are you?
No, actually, we're in San Mateo, California. I'm originally from Hawaii.
I thought it was from Hawaii. I was like, I want to interview somebody from Hawaii.
I know.
Okay, but
we'll do that next time.
For sure. And he's, just so you know, for the audience listening, he is actually naked for this interview, and we are very, very, very surprised, very excited to hear him share how we can look better, even more better naked, if that is proper English at all. But for those people that don't know you, could you please introduce yourself for the audience? Tell us a little bit about you, something that we might not know about you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sure. So my name is Dr. Chris Colgin. I'm a chiropractor of 23 years here in San Mateo County, San Mateo, California, right in the heart of the crazy San Francisco Bay Area. All right. So there's a lot of crazy things going on right now around here. Very, let's just say, just a very interesting time. I'm originally from Hawaii. My late mother and grandmother were born and raised there, so I have 3 kids. I was born there. And my father used to work for Pan American Airways, so we used to go back home quite a bit, as a family of 5 for only $64 back in the day, right? So we always used to go see grandma. And we go back to Hawaii probably on a yearly basis now. That way I can, but I love living that aloha lifestyle of just really chill, relax, like, Aloha Friday today. Happy Aloha Friday. My practice today has morphed, has changed. And the reason why I am doing mostly now more weight loss and nutrition than I am with, say, physical care, with the adjustments and things like that. I have found that my body, especially my shoulders right now, are killing me. And I'm having a hard time providing an adjustment that is worthwhile, meaning that I've always considered myself a very good adjuster. And because of in the last few months and what we've been kind of preparing for in the last few years, we have made that transition. So, I love chiropractic. I take care of a few people here. I'm no longer accepting new chiropractic patients, and we're focusing mostly now on, say, the chemical portion of the stabilization process, being with weight loss and nutrition. So I'm using more of my experience now versus my hands to help people get well. And also, refer people to chiropractic care, because there's plenty of chiropractors around me now, and it's not like there's a shortage of them. Let's just put it that way. So we're here to serve no matter what. I play a big role in my chiropractic association here in California, CalChiro. I'm currently the president of the San Mateo County District, and play a role with vendors and speakers for our, convention events. So I support the profession. I support, the people that support the profession. And I support you, and that's why we're here today.
Well, this is fun, and I'm varying these naked talks, because I feel there's so much that people can be blessed with hearing, right? And every time somebody shares a story, and we're all different, and sometimes we're more alike than different, because everybody just wants to be heard, validated. They just want to express their passion, and it doesn't matter if that passion changes from one thing to another. Sure. I mean, there should be no judgment, because there's enough for everyone. And as long as you're giving your best and what is in your heart, people are going to get better. They're going to heal. They're going to transform. And we're going to make an impact in this world. So more power to you. It's okay to change hats. It's okay. I love chiropractic. I still get to practice. I love getting naked. So I have a lot of my oops. I wasn't getting naked right there. Almost. I was like,
hey, wow.
Where did she go?
Let's go.
Removing the clothes over there. I'm going to take a swim very soon, because it's so hot over here. But yeah, so more power to you. I love talking, obviously, about what inspires people and what made you take this turn from the office. As I'm doing this. Oh, hi, Tim. If you're there, say hi. Let us know where you are listening from. And how naked are you this Friday? Because my guest today decided to show up naked, and I'm going to applaud that. And I might make it a new part of this show, that you have to come naked to the interview from now on.
We're going to set a precedent here.
We're going to start some kind. Yeah, I don't know how my guests are going to react. As a matter of fact, I have next week a big time coach for relationships. She deals with women and women that had their hearts broken, and she's very very popular on social media. And I'm going to ask her to come on naked, see what happens. I might lose that interview, but hey, it doesn't hurt trying. But anyways, getting back to you, and thank you for letting us know a little bit about you and how involved you are with chiropractic, and that you are indeed referring those patients to get their spines checked so they can get that completely clear, and then the nutrition that you're using in your office makes the most in their bodies, right? Because I always tell my patients, you can exercise and eat and do all these things, but if you don't clear the nervous system, you're not going to make the most out of all the other wonderful things you're doing, and we know that. So I just want to get that clear for our audience, that we just to make sure. But can you tell me a little bit of how that passion for nutrition and weight loss started? If you have a personal story, or how, when was it that it just clicked and you decided to go for it?
Yeah, well, about a few years ago, I was really starting to learn more about nutrition, functional medicine, And I kind of saw a trend that I wanted to get into. I was just ready to learn something new, and I'm always learning. I mean, that's one thing I love. I always feel that the moment you stop learning, the moment you stop leading.
Yeah.
And I quote that from John Maxwell, by the way.
Yeah.
And so I've always I'm a big believer in that. And it got to a point where I kind of noticed through the years, I'm like, all right, I'm putting on a few pounds here, and it's not going away as quick as it used to. Now that I'm in my mid to late 40s than it did in my, let's say, 20s. Okay, so I started learning more about toxicity, detoxing, and things like that. But I came across a program called Chirothin from Chirothin Nutraceutical, and this was designed by a chiropractor to be made for chiropractors. So we looked into it, and lo and behold, 30 pounds came off me. Let's see, your dog a minute. And so lo and behold,
She's so cute.
She's going to go get her hair done now. So so lo and behold, I dropped about 30 pounds, and then I said to myself, wow, and that came off in 6 weeks. Okay.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I felt great and everything else. And I tend to kind of fluctuate, just to be real and raw with you here as we're naked. I tend to kind of fluctuate between 10 pounds or here and there. And my wife will especially know. She goes, Chris, I think we need to kind of work on something here because you're snoring again. So I mean, that usually tells me there's about 10 pounds on me that doesn't need to be there. So that's how we keep it real. But what I found is when I started getting my patients on this, I was just in awe of how quick the results they were achieving, how much better they felt, how much better they looked, and the fulfillment of hearing their stories were so profound that it was actually causing me to, not I could say causing me, but they didn't need as much chiropractic care, because guess what? They didn't have all that physical stress on their body anymore. So they were getting healthier quicker. It actually improved my chiropractic outcomes, and actually got me more referrals and more reviews and things like that, so I could then help more people out there with whatever they're dealing with. And so now when if anyone were to come in for chiropractic care, well, one of my first screening processes, and I'm just going to give this as a gem here, is that I have a body composition analysis scale. So, technically there's offices that don't really spend much time on vitals like blood pressure. Well, I kind of, it's very important, because especially nowadays, we're the sickest country in the world. I hate to say that we're the biggest superpower, but one of the sickest countries. And by doing just those two things, the blood pressure and their weight, especially a BCA, body comp analysis, that gives them your BMI, that shows them how much fat they have on. So when you got these people coming in for low back pain, are you going to tell them it's because they're subluxated, or are you going to tell them the truth, what they really need to hear? And so I started doing that more, and I got a lot more appreciation out of it. I got people out of pain quickly, because usually, and then I got them to change their lifestyle. And as we got them to change their lifestyle, chiropractic was also involved with that, and we were on to something great. So now I have taken on, as this has morphed and it changed, we've become very successful at it, so successful that I am now on the sales team for Chirothin Nutraceutical, in helping chiropractors implement a weight loss program in their clinic to, one, help more people, improve their chiropractic outcomes, and also help their bottom line. And it's a whole new ballgame for me, but I love it. I'm having so much fun doing it right now, and seeing patients at the same time.
That is so cool. And hi to all the people that have been saying hi, especially Jim. He says that tell his story, Dr. Chris. I guess Jim has been one of your patients. That's awesome. I know Jim. He's obviously, we're all in the inner circle, but he's part of my mastermind. So I love Jim. I love Tim. Oh, Tim. See, Christopher, what happens when you're without it, you get naked. That's funny. Yes, I need that kind. Yeah, that's like,
these comments are coming, Aura. They're going to be coming.
Those kind of comments. But his beautiful wife was just on, and I'm not that much into threesomes, just to be honest.
That was in our 20s, 30s.
Yeah, it's just too many hands. I can't handle it.
Right,
Oh, it's confusing. It's confusing. But anyways, you want to share the story with Jim? Yes, please.
Yeah.
Share.
Well, so Jim Chester, and what a great person, right? I mean, I call him, I call him Chemo. That's Hawaiian for Jim. And And I had a chance to really get to know him I first met him at Cairo Sushi, and then I really got a chance to know him better at the Cairo Within Forum, which was in September, which is actually going to be in your neck of the woods in Clearwater, Florida, come in September. So hey, we're gonna have to meet up.
We're gonna have
right
to
at
meet
right
up.
at Clearwater Beach, at the Hyatt Resort. So Jim was there, and he was telling me some of the things that he was sharing. He was kind of a little tired and looking for more energy. I said, all right, let's do this. So I coached him all the way through it, and Jim dropped 30 pounds, in 6 weeks, and he's kept it off. He may have put on like a few pounds here and there, but that's mostly muscle as his body got back. But I have to admit, that boy's looking good, huh?
Yeah, I know. I met him also in Cairo Sushi, so I've seen his transformation as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, good job. I mean, he's awesome inside out. But I think that when you do indeed lose the weight, you feel lighter, you feel more powerful to get out there and express your joy, to really just get bolder with your dreams and just do more, be more, and feel more. We're here to live. I always say, what are you doing? Just, and it's okay to just go out there and do it. Even if you fail, just get up and do it again. And when we're thin, we feel much better. So I've struggled with weight my whole life, just so you know, Christopher. So
sure.
my whole life, I was a chubby girl. I was a chubby with, always. This was my title. As a matter of fact, my best friends that I've known since I got to this country 30 years ago, they still call me gorda, which is like, it's a sweet name for fat.
Right.
But yeah, and I still have the thighs, and the legs that are never going to go away. But I've gotten to get comfortable with my weight, and
you're beautiful.
And I fluctuate 10 pounds here and there, but yeah, it's part of my daily routine, and I love the Cairo program. I did try it out, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
So just to be bold here, I did try it out. I didn't feel, at least for me, maybe because I'm so used to my intermittent fasting and I'm so used to not having too many carbs, it was kind of a little bit of a shock.
Yeah.
But
you know what?
Yeah, it was great.
Especially and thank you for sharing that experience. One of the things too is, and what you and I can do, we could talk later about that, because the biggest difference with this program is making sure you have the right coach to lead you through it.
Yeah.
And with this program, I run it like a concierge. I mean, I'm in touch with these people every single day.
Wow.
Yeah, and they pay me for that too. So it's just to kind of give you an idea, for a doctor to try this program, just to see if it's a fit in their office, they could get a kit from Cairo Within. And since I'm a rep, they can contact me directly, and I can set them up on that. But they can get a kit for $55. Try it on themselves, the ones they love the most, their staff, their patients. They can buy up to 5 kits to see if this is something that's going to work for them or not. And they could charge a nominal fee for it, because they are going to put their time in it, and I'll help coach them through it.
That is very cool. I think it's just, that is a definitely way to get in more in the community, because when you say weight loss, everybody just does this. Right? It's so true, right? You just say weight loss, and it's like, I tell my when I go on speak places, I think I do my get naked, and then if I mention any weight loss, they're like, hey, I'm in. And I'm like, great. I just spoke a half an hour, and they just got it for the last sentence. That's me being very naked and raw here. Sometimes saying those words, they're like, Anyhow, Jim says, best deal ever. Oh, thanks for sharing, Jim, and thanks for sharing his story. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about, I know you are married to a beautiful woman, and you guys been married for a while. I want you to share with me a little bit about your relationship tips, or what would you recommend? Yes, I love talking about relationships. I think relationships are the core of everything, because if you didn't have an amazing relationship with her and your children, all the other things would just not matter, right? They just would not be, life would not be as fulfilling. The impact you're making on other people's lives would not be as fulfilling, because you're not making a bigger impact within you and your inner circle and the people that are closest to you. So what would be a couple of your tips for staying happily married or working on your relationships?
Well, and just to be real here, we've been married now. March 21st has been 11 years for us. Okay.
Aw.
And so we've both been married before. Okay. So we've been down this rodeo, and let's just say, this marriage was not, it didn't turn out to be, like this bed of, this bed of roses, right? I mean, it requires work and a lot of work. And actually, someone you and I both know very, very well, Dr. Ed Osborne, big, out in Victoria, Canada, the chiropractic philanthropist. We were struggling. And this is just in the recent past, like last 2 to 3 years. I joined Ed's Men of Iron group because I felt there was a need here. I didn't want to go through divorce number 2. I always learned that, after my first divorce, I said, look, one thing about being divorced is I want to marry again. I do not want to divorce again, And so it was getting to that point. And so I learned some tools from being part of the Men of Iron Brotherhood with Dr. Ed and executed them. So am I perfect? Absolutely not. My wife has a loving way of letting me know that, and also, keeping, keeping things real and what's a priority. So, because I'm the kind of guy that just loves to work. I mean, I am a workaholic, I can do that all day. But I'd say the biggest thing is, that really helps us is one, have a date night on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
Just make that time. It could be a movie. It could be anything. It's like, let's just go do something together. And whatever that is, it's a great time together because we do a lot of work together, and sometimes we're just passing through each other. Like we're not even, it's like we're employees, right? We're just both doing our jobs, right? We also tend to go on a lot of trips together. A lot of people say, boy, Chris, you sure do travel a lot. I go, yeah, a lot of it's for business, but at the same time, my stepdaughter, I don't have any kids of my own, but I have 2 amazing nephews and a niece. And so, but my stepdaughter's 27, so obviously she's old enough to take care of herself. And the last couple of times she's enjoyed traveling with us, so that's been kind of funny. My wife actually, we were at Chiropractic Rocks with Adam Del Torto in Reno, and she was with Flaka Laka, and some rapper. She was at a rap, and I'm going to bed. I go, you girls go enjoy the rapper. So those 2 together, never a dull moment. So, the thing is, one, pick your battles, pick them wisely, but at the same time, too, you want to, have agreements. You want to respect those agreements. And bottom line, just make time for each other, because time waits for no one. I can't believe it's been 11 years. Can't believe it's been 23 years in practice, And I still love doing what I'm doing. I love being passionate about things. And that's the ultimate thing is, and also to take care of yourself, because, as doctors, we're we come from such
Givers.
a loving perspective. We're very, I'm a total giver,
Yep.
And I kind of remember, all right, I'm starting to snore again. That means something is going by the wayside here that I'm not addressing. So I need to handle that so that way I can be of more service to everyone, especially my beautiful wife.
Aw, well, thank you
right.
for sharing. I know, I want to say also that we never script these talks, and those questions, I know they come from left field because it's whatever I feel like asking at the moment that I would like to know, and I'm sure the audience would like to know too. So thank you for just being a team player and answering those and sharing, because it is indeed all about time that we dedicate. We all have the same amount of time. It is how you choose to value those people in your life and dedicate time to them. And prioritize them and schedule it. Hey, that's not sexy, but schedule it. Schedule date night, schedule sex time, schedule it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, though. I mean, it is funny. Like there's times I just go, I gotta just schedule it. It's all right, honey, we're doing this. Let's go. Come on. It's in the calendar. Boom.
It's in the calendar. You might not feel like it the first 5 minutes, but you'll get it.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's just like working out. You schedule it. You might not feel like putting the tennis shoes on and getting out there, but just when you're in it, then you feel grateful. You take the time. So that is so true, and that goes for everything, right? I always say how
talk about living by your calendar, right?
Talk about living by your calendar, but it's now so handy, and we're on our phones doing nonsense most of the time. That might as well just see our calendars and have those reminders to do the things and to dedicate time to those we love. And yes, and that's the person that is going to be next to us, including ourselves, right? Because you have to schedule me time. I love the man on iron idea that Dr. Ed does, because it's you have to work on you so you can be the man that is going to represent that family, that is going to support your wife and support the dreams and goals and everything that you have. But you got to get strong, because you cannot give. I always say in naked, a naked man cannot lend a shirt. Like right now, Dr. Christopher cannot lend his shirt because he doesn't have one. So you cannot give what you do not own. So it's time for us to own it and decide and move forward, even if it feels uncomfortable, right? Just like those first 5 minutes at the gym. We won't say the first 5 minutes at sex, but the first 5 minutes at the gym. The first 5 minutes at the gym. I know I don't want to take too much of your time, but I want you to share with us. I know you've been in practice. I know, right? I could do all day if I wasn't sweating.
Let's do this all day. Yeah, right.
I have way too much fun doing this, honestly. It's a great part-time job for me. Definitely. Oh, so yeah, Tim wants you to call him after the show, just so you know. So what can you share out of your long business life, whether it is in chiropractic practice or now with your new venture? What would be the biggest lesson you have had and the biggest takeaway that you can tell the audience so they can also maybe have an aha moment and learn from your experience?
I would say the biggest thing, thank you for asking that, by the way. And Ara, this has been so much fun. This is a great way to end the week and start the weekend. I mean, this is awesome.
Yes, it is.
I would say one of the best things coming from as a chiropractor or a coach, mentor, someone in leadership, right? Is I'm a firm believer that you can care for someone, you just can't carry them. Okay. As much as we're givers, we want everything, and that kind of comes with parenthood too. Sometimes you want to just give them everything you did as a kid, but it defined who you are today. Those experiences, Another one I always like to say, care but not carry. And actually, I got that from Dr. Barbie, excuse me. Dr. Barbie. And then the other one is I could care can't carry. And then what was the other one I like to use? It's just there's so many different ways, but you got to let people make mistakes, and that's how we learn, right? Here it is. I have a responsibility to you, but I'm not responsible
for you.
Okay. And so those are the two things. I care, but I can't carry you. I have responsibility to you, but I'm not responsible for you. You got to do the work. And just like Dr. Ed taught us, hey guys, men, we got to do the work. We're in an era now where a woman doesn't necessarily need a man. When you think about it, she could be successful in business without a man. She could have kids now without a man. She could raise a family without a man. And then you kind of ask yourself, what the hell am I here for? Well, you better be that man that she wants you to be, because she doesn't necessarily need you anymore. So, yeah. Especially my wife. My wife reminds me, 10 years. She was a single mother. She did it all, right? So, yeah. So this is that way of just, being there, leading and doing what you got to do. So just like we lead our patients, we got to lead our personal lives too. We got to walk the walk and talk the talk.
Yeah, you got to lead by example. I think that if you cannot expect of others to do what you're not doing for yourself, and I feel that is a biggie in chiropractic. We are preaching health, talking health, and not being healthy. And I love to talk about it because, hey, we all fall into those patterns. Sometimes we get busy. We get busy caring for others, and we forget to care for ourselves. And that should come first in order for you to be a great servant, whether it is chiropractic or whatever field you're in. Because I'm speaking to everybody, whether you want to be a great mother, a great son, a great daughter, whatever it is, you have to take care of yourself so you can have something to offer. And you can be stronger to offer it in the best way that you were meant to offer. So thank you so much for sharing that. Is there any regrets in your life that you would like to share, or anything else before we go?
And I would say, as far as regrets, I'd say the biggest regret is, in my first marriage, the biggest regret I had was I didn't have those communication skills, to share with what I wanted, to share how I was feeling. I was in shutdown, that's my biggest regret. Now that I have these skills, especially with the woman who was just right here, who's all about communication and, letting you know
She
what
was
she
all
wants, right?
naked. I love her. I
Yeah.
love her. I'm not
Oh,
sure where it was that I met her, but I just loved her immediately. She's
yeah.
just such energy. I
Yeah.
love your wife, so if you meet her, just
So
send her my way.
that was my biggest regret, is not communicating efficiently. Now
Yeah.
I let people know who I am. I'm real. I let them know, hey, look, and that's probably why I relate to a lot of chiropractors too, is that, hey, I've been there, done that. I mean, I get where the struggle is. I get how long it took. I get how, there's a possible bankruptcy. I understand that you're divorced. I understand you're dealing with kids. I mean, I got it, and so I can connect with people very, very well that way. And that's because I am just a better communicator and a listener.
Yeah, well, I always ask this question. Well, not always, but most of the time, because I like to hear from people. But when I hear their answers, I know that one thing that you say is a regret has been a blessing, because of it, you became a better communicator. You have loaded yourself with tools, and now you are able to empower others to do the same. So don't ever see it as a regret. I just like asking. I don't know why, but because I love to see it immediately, how whatever they're telling me has been their biggest blessing. So thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome. There's a gift in everything, right? And that's one of the things that Dr. taught us was, no matter how bad that sandwich tastes, there's a gift in something, right?
There is a gift. There's a gift in getting naked, people. Start living raw, real, make the time to find out what you want and then go after it. And yes, I hope this is a blessed Friday for you, as well as we call it Aloha, right? Aloha.
Happy Aloha Friday.
Happy Aloha Friday. Where can people contact you if they so wish?
If they don't want to contact me, I have a social site that has all my contact info. It's at chriscolgin360.com. chriscolgin360.com. They can also call my cell phone. I'm an open book. 650-678-9904. 650-678-9904. But chriscolgin360.com has all the info. They can connect with me socially. I believe my phone number's on there, whatever. It's yeah.
It's awesome. Oh, somebody's saying te amo to me. I wonder who that is. I'm not naked, guys. I'm just wondering. But this has been fun. Also, if you want to contact me for anything, you can go doctor-auda.com, and there have all my hats, right? My Get Naked Series website, my Chiro Mission, my chiropractic website, my speaker website, all these things, so I can keep serving you. And if you see the links to my podcast, please review, rate, comment below. Let me know who you would like to hear, because this is how I got Christopher here. Somebody said it. I don't know if it was you. Somebody did. Definitely keep posting. That gives me more energy to keep doing these things and blessing you with interviews, so you can learn from all areas of life and different people, chiropractors included, to just live fuller, healthier, happier, and more naked. So thank you so much, everyone. Have yourself a blessed day. Share with your friends if you like this information. Let us know. And thank you, Dr. Christopher. Say goodbye to your lovely wife. Thank you for coming naked. It is going to be a necessary option from now on, unless I'm interviewing somebody.
That's right.
But yes, from now on, everybody needs to come naked, and I will promise I'll come naked too. So thank you,
great.
and have yourself a great day. Ciao.
All right, aloha.
Aloha. Bye.